best coach ever. That's how I describe myself.
Ever.
The best coach ever.
Why?
Because I said so. Big Bowler Brand, baby, here we come.
Cavaliers brass held a news conference yesterday.
We are a very successful organization.
It's the art of talking a lot and saying nothing.
Now, here's Mike and Mike.
Here we are. We're Mike and Michael, presented by Progressive Insurance. Our guests on the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line, they had that news conference yesterday. We'll talk about what they said and maybe more importantly what's actually going on behind the scenes with Dave McMenamin in just a second. Lots of football this morning as well. Talk about the prohibitive favorites that are the New England Patriots. Almost feels like we want to start calling them the Golden State Patriots. Would you rather I go with the New England Warriors or the Golden State Patriots?
Neither.
Which do you think tells the story better?
Neither.
Why? Why don't you like that?
Because saying the New England Patriots pretty much still says it all. They've been one of the most dominant teams in the NFL for a while.
But there's something about this that feels different.
Yeah.
It just feels like a different
Just don't do it.
scenario than before. And I got people ripping my golf books. And now you've made me angry.
Good.
You don't want to make Greeny angry.
Do it.
So we got all that and a whole lot more on the way. But let's bring in Dave McMenamin, who, again, covers the Cavaliers and so extraordinarily well for us. He's on the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line. He was there for the news conference in Cleveland yesterday as Dan Gilbert and the new full-time general manager, Kobe Altman, tried to explain all of the things that have been playing out so publicly around their franchise. So, Dave, we heard what they said and the way they tried to paint a picture of this thing, as Golick said, as though we're in total control here. What is the reality? Are they in total control of the situation, or are there things going on they really cannot control involving Kyrie Irving?
Well, they can't control the market, Greeny, and they've had this trade request sitting in their laps for almost 3 weeks now. And the fact that they took this tact in that press conference, to me, says they haven't gotten the offer that they think would be fair to trade a 25-year-old superstar on a very affordable $20 million a year contract, considering what he brings to the table. 25 points per game, close to 6 assists, and a highly efficient outside shooter in today's NBA that the three-point shot is such a big part of what goes on. And so if the deal's not there yet, and they're starting to look at the summer and say, well, all of a sudden, our leverage is dwindling by the day, perhaps the deal's not going to surface. Let's not throw any more gas on the fire at this press conference, because there is a chance that Kyrie could be back in the fold. And we had to start rebuilding that bridge potentially. So that's, to me, the reason they went that direction, because, if the deal doesn't present itself, they're not just going to trade Kyrie just to trade him. They're going to look at him as a very strong asset and keep him as part of the team. And so this was the first step to me that said, hey, Kyrie could be in training camp to start the 2017-2018 season.
The bridge you talk about, is the bridge cracked or blown up?
Well, I mean, it's always cracked to me. I've said this time and time again. Until Kyrie Irving is wearing a different uniform, there's still a chance for a reconciliation. And so what have we seen? Yeah, Kyrie Irving unfollowed LeBron on Instagram, and yet Stephen A. Smith had someone in LeBron's camp say that LeBron was so upset by what the news that Kyrie wanted out that he wanted to physically get into some sort of fight with Kyrie. That stuff can be squashed with a simple sit-down meeting. And I found it interesting that Kobe Altman chose to kind of put Tyronn Lue, the Cavs coach, on the spot in a positive light, saying, you can say anything you want about the chaos surrounding our team, but our rock is Tyronn Lue and our cultural leader is Tyronn Lue. To me, that was like a big neon sign pointing to Tyronn Lue as, hey, that's a guy who can put both these guys in the same room and get them back on the same page. And then so to me, that would also be part of the process. The head coach saying, hey, Kyrie, I can adjust my playbook to make sure the ball's in your hands more, if that's something that's important to you. And, hey, LeBron, for our sake, for your sake, for Kyrie's sake, you're going to have to adjust your game too so we can get back to that championship level with Kyrie in the fold.
Mike and Mike, Dave McMenamin is with us that were presented by Progressive Insurance. There are so many complicating factors in all of this, and one of them is LeBron himself, forgetting his relationship with Kyrie Irving. The actual, or one of the perhaps unintended consequences of LeBron taking these short-term contracts with these consistent outs in them, while it places pressure on the organization to surround him with winning pieces, it also leaves them with zero stability. So what do the Cavaliers, we all think that LeBron is gone after next season. What do the Cavaliers think their LeBron future is?
I really don't know if they know, because the picture they painted of LeBron yesterday was that everything is rosy, that he's as committed as he's ever been. Dan Gilbert actually used the phrase he's as helpful as he's ever been, and that alludes to the fact that LeBron James was active in terms of trying to get Derrick Rose to come over, and he also spoke to Jeff Green along that process, and that this organization and that the city of Cleveland mean a great deal to him. And Kobe Altman used the language, he wants to be a part of this thing for years to come. LeBron, we know, is only under one more year guaranteed, and his contract can opt out next summer. Was it wishful thinking, or was it alluding to something that they believe that actually LeBron is not going to move out of town? I don't know the answer to that. Everything I've been able to report based on people who are familiar with LeBron's thinking have said that next year is what's on LeBron's mind, and winning big and winning a championship. And, it stands to reason that if LeBron does win a championship next season with the Cavs, he's not going to leave in the summer of 2018. And so perhaps it's denial, perhaps it's kicking the can down the road, or perhaps the Cavs front office looks around the rest of the league and say, hey, the West is really loaded. If you want to go to the Lakers, so be it. But you're not going to win the way you'd win with us. And so, maybe they feel better about their chances than they would have before, because they do have that, or they feel like they have that to offer LeBron James, that he can win and get back to the finals in perpetuity as long as he stays with the Cavs.
Cavs reporter Dave McMenamin joining us on the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line. So outside of Kyrie, move not done there. Derrick Rose comes to the team. Kevin Love still on the team, which means you mentioned him being traded all the time, because that's what happens with Kevin Love. And now we see the Suns guard Eric Bledsoe is going to be working out with LeBron out, I believe, in Vegas. So they'll be working out together. So any other moves do we see on the horizon for the Cavaliers?
Well, I mean, the Phoenix Suns are one of the teams that the Cavs have spoken to about a potential Kyrie deal. It came up before the draft. But Eric Bledsoe working out with LeBron this week, the timing looks, bizarre. But it's really not. And this is not trying to make any sort of cover for LeBron or anything like that. But literally, look up Google Images, put in LeBron James and Eric Bledsoe. Eric Bledsoe was working out in Cleveland on the Cavs practice facility court with LeBron in the summer of 2014 when LeBron came back to the Cavs. That didn't mean Bledsoe was coming to the Cavs then. They have the same agent in Rich Paul. They work out together every summer. This is when their schedules align. LeBron was going to be working out with Derrick Rose. Maybe he's putting together some sort of workout while he's in Vegas. Because everybody has some availability in their busy NBA superstar summer. And so this is happening. Don't connect the dots saying that a Phoenix deal is imminent. Right now, nothing is really imminent. The Cavs have 15 guys on their roster now with signing Derrick Rose. So unless the right Kyrie Irving deal presents itself, this is what the Cavs are going to look like heading into training camp. That doesn't mean that the right Kyrie Irving deal won't present itself. But as I said at the top of the segment, it hasn't yet, and it's been 3 weeks. And every day that passes, it's going to be hard to have the Cavs have more leverage in this situation. So the less leverage you have usually means the worse the offers get.
So we'll see, and it's going to keep you busy, that's for sure. Dave McMenamin, well done. Thank you so much. I know there'll be no rest now for you.
Thanks, Dave.
Through what is usually a fairly calm month of August. That's Dave McMenamin on the Shell Pennzoil Performance line, taking synthetic motor oil performance to a whole new level. Make the switch to Pennzoil Synthetics today. It is like a soap opera. It is, as we've been describing it all week long, and because you read into everything. You can't not read into every little thing. LeBron, by the way, did you see? Just quickly, this AAU game last night that got totally out of hand with the two huge, high school age superstars, including LaMelo
Ball and Zion Williamson, I believe it is.
Correct.
Yeah, who if you've seen this kid on social media, the dunks that